Hey y'all, Jamie here, proud 55-year-old trans woman from New Orleans. So, y'all, where last I left off, listen, me and my little sister Deanne were at the owner of Big Daddy's and Papa Joe's apartment. His name was Rick Calcucci, and Rick wasn't supposed to own the clubs because Rick was an ex convict, so Rick had the clubs in his son's name. But at any rate, Rick's apartment was yesterday. I thought it was on the second floor. It was on the third floor, y'all. It was above me and my ex husband's old apartment. But Rick's apartment was on the third floor. It overlooked Bourbon Street. And when you walked into his apartment, listen, it was straight out of 1975. If you've ever seen pictures of Elvis Presley, I said this yesterday about Elvis. If you've ever seen Elvis Presley's house, Lake Graceland, yeah, the jungle room, as tacky as that was, yeah, this place had the thick shag carpet from the 70s, and the fireplace in the living room, the whole wall was like a waterfall feature that trickled down the wall into a little pond at the bottom where the fire was supposed to be, where the fireplace was supposed to be. And he had like stuffed bobcats and other animals, around the edges of the little pool at the bottom. And it was just very bizarre, very bizarre, very bizarre. It looked like the bachelor pad, like the tacky 1970s bachelor pad. And so in his bedroom, he had invited me and my sister over there. He had offered us $500 each to have sex with each other in front of him. Now, y'all, we're in his bedroom, and he had a big circular bed. It was a big circle, and it was white fur. The bedspread was white fur, and it had like a canopy over it that was mirrored the whole, like, just awful. And he had said that he would pay us $500 a piece if I would fuck my sister in front of him. Now, y'all, if you thought for a second when I left off with this yesterday that we said yes, then y'all really have not gotten to know me, or you're brand new here, because ew, just ew, gross. No, we read that motherfucker to filth from one end to the other, up one side, down the other, backwards and forwards, you name it. We got him together. I told him about his fucking toupee on his head. I told him about him fucking his son being a creep and trying to like abuse us and molest us up in the office when it was payday. Oh, I went off. I told him I threatened to turn him in, that if he tried to get cute with us over it, that I would turn him in, for really owning the clubs when he was on parole. Yeah, I went the fuck off. Like, I was like, no. And my sister, too. Listen, Deanne was just as bad as me. Deanne had just as every bit as much of a mouth as I did, honey. And she went off, too. Like, she told him which way was up and which way was down and backwards and forwards. Also, like, we did not play with this man, okay? So, my sister and I were very close. She was gay and I was trans. So, you know, it was kind of her and I against the world kind of situation. I always felt that way, and I think she did too. And we had a special bond because we were both LGBTQ, and so that was like, we felt like whoever wanted to take on one of us would have to take on both of us. Now, the thing is, me and my little sisters, we had another sister who was straight. She is the middle child. And then my little sister Deanne is 4 years younger than I am. Okay. And so Deanne had not told our mother yet that she was gay. Okay. Deanne was waiting. She didn't, we knew, like, we knew my mother's reaction to me when I came out was to throw me out on the streets. So Deanne was worried what her reaction to her was going to be. Now, keep in mind, me and my sisters, all three of us, left home at 14. As each of us turned 14, we each left. Okay. So my mother never raised a child that she gave birth to beyond the age of 14. And she gave birth to four, possibly five children. Okay, possibly five, which, that right in itself tells you just how scandalous the woman was. And yeah, so anyway, my sister Deanne calls me one day and she said, Jamie, would you please go with me to Would you please go with me over to Mama's house? And, I want to come out to her. I want to tell her I'm gay. And I was like, oh, sure, girl. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll go with you. And so we get all dressed up, and of course, I loved rubbing it in my mother's face. Like, listen, I wore a mini skirt that day, like, had my cleavage out. Yeah, I love to give it to my mother. I really did. I served her. I served her hard every time I saw her. But, it was what it was. So we go over there to my mother's house, and we are sitting there, and my sister says, Mama, there's something I need to tell you. And she says, oh, what's going on? What's up? My little sister said, Mama, she said, I'm gay and I have a girlfriend and her name's Tina. And my mother stopped, and my mother kind of looked at her, and she said, you're fucking with me. And my sister said, no, Mama, I'm serious. Like, I'm gay. And my mother said, oh, not just no, but fuck no. Fuck this. She said, I refuse. I refuse to go down this road again. She said, let me tell you one thing. She said, you see that son of a bitch right there? And she pointed at me. She said, I faced the fact a long time ago that was a lost cause. But you have liked dick before, and god damn it, I know you can like dick again. And if y'all want to know what happened next, honey, y'all know the routine. Be here next time, and I will too. I love you all. I love you all for watching, and I love you for the comments. Please repost this. And by the way, some people asked about my birthday and how they could give me something for my birthday. I put my Cash App link in my profile if you're interested. Okay, for those who asked. Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye bye.